Hello once again. We have ourselves a four-player game on Germany. It's me, funkdoc again as always, and this time I'm playing against amitss1, teokop, and ninjacatt. I've played a bunch of two-player games with teokop recently. Amitss I've seen in some of the multiplayer games. They both seem to be somewhat newer players, but then a lot of people on this site have been playing for years. Alright, there's the 9-bit on the 4. I was waiting for someone to do that. See, on Germany, we're playing on Germany for this map. For this game. So, on that map, you can see the connections are really expensive overall in Germany. There's like one super cheap section of the map here. Red, obviously. And then there's really just maybe like a couple other cheap pockets, and then that's really it. I'll bid 5 on the 3 plant then, because again, the 3 and the 4 are even more valuable than usual in Germany. Because Germany really awards early building. German map configurations are normally very, very tough for the player going last, in particular. Hence why I bid 5 on this. ninjacatt's still thinking about it. They're still thinking about this. ninjacatt's the player I'm the least familiar with out of all these, so I don't really have much to say about them. I don't know if I've ever played with them before. I think taking 8 over 5 is a mistake. I would definitely much rather not build last. That's just me personally, though. So going first, I'm definitely building in red. Question is whether we build 2 or 3. So 34, 35, 37. Those are the plants that came after 13, which, again, 13 is always the first plant drawn. After that, the rest are random. So 37 will be going under the deck this turn. So yeah. I definitely build in red. And I don't think I can, you can't afford to do just one city, because someone else could potentially build 2 or even 3 cities right next to you and take a lot more of the land than you. I think you definitely have to take Dortmund and Essen at the very least. The question is whether you take Munster along with those, and I might be tempted to do that. See, normally I like to play the turn order game with the 3 plant. Then again, this could be a big market, though. It's tricky. This is tricky here. Tricky situation. I think I'll just do this here. Like, building just 1 there is suicide with how cheap the cities are there. Someone else can easily counter that. Building 2 cities, though, makes countering much less appetizing. Because if someone else does build 2 there, I get the first build on the next turn, so I can take, 1 more city from them. Having these cheap cities is going to be a big, big advantage for me in winning plants early on. That's the big deal of it for me. Halle Magdeburg, that's a strong build. And teokop's build was bad because they're giving up a lot of land now to ninjacatt. ninjacatt could do Castle Fulda. That should work for them. And they get access to, the rest of yellow and purple there. Down, all the stuff down south, which is the most expensive part of the map, but it will be useful in steps 2 and 3. They can even afford Wurzburg? Interesting. I actually would have gone castle myself. It's both cheaper and blocks teokop more. So hey, nobody else built near me, so I definitely won that opening build then. That's why I was willing to pay for the 3 plant, just so I could get that build right there. Meanwhile, I'm second to last in the turn order somehow. The question's this. I think with the other players having the coal plants they do, I might pass here and go for 13. Because 13 with the 3 is a more effective... It's a much more effective pairing than 10 with 13. Since oil's much less competitive early on in the game than coal. Oil should stay cheaper for a little while here anyway. So I'm fine running with 3 and 13 for a little while. And nobody else is really threatening my cities yet. Nobody else even built in castle, which is a big, big deal. Teokop's going to pass this and get a plant. If they get 27, that's huge for them. Especially in Germany. Germany, oh god, even better. Even better than 27. Well, okay then. That makes things a lot more interesting. Teokop lost big time in the builds. Lost big, big time in the builds. I'll just take all the $3 oil right now. Myself. In order to... I'm basically taking all the cheap coal in order to make other players buy more coal. To try to incentivize that some more. And also to keep 21 from being too good. By not letting oil get too cheap for the 21. That's my thinking there. Teokop is an interesting situation. They do have one cheap city here in Leipzig, but I would actually take Castle in their position if they could afford it. I doubt they could, though. Highly, highly doubt they could afford Castle, so, yeah. I have no reason to build. No one else is really threatening my cheap stuff yet. Teokop's builds are going to get real hairy now, though. That's the big problem for them. So... 29, 27, 21 came 35, 38, 44. So 44 will go under the deck now. And I'll take advantage of my green plant, which fires for free. And 14 comes up. Okay. That's good news for me and Teokop. We're the two people running the most efficiently right now, I'd say. Yeah, that 14 just completely stalls the market for a turn. So the game is really breaking Teokop's way in terms of the plant market randomness. Problem is this. Teokop has no reason to buy a plant, obviously, next turn, since they still need to build. And again, I'm continuing to make sure the oil doesn't get too cheap for 21 up there. 21 being able to power 4 cities is just such a huge advantage. Okay, so... You know what I want to do now? So I actually want to stay put because Amit's built above me. So I'll actually go second to last in the turn order. Thus, I really don't want to build. Because I know Teokop is going to take Castle if I didn't take it. But I'm okay with that to play the turn order game here. Because I want to try for something after 18. Alright, 42 comes. Okay, 18 still in the market. I have to decide something here. I think 18's worth a couple bids here, personally. Problem is, if Amit's gets this plant, so let's look at the other plant drops here. What do we have? 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 19, those would all be bad for me. Well, 16, actually 15 and 16 would be okay. 15 would be a little less okay, but still okay-ish. 11 and 17, especially 17 is pretty awful. 19 is awful if that were to drop. 23 would not be good either. 22 is eh. And again, another okay plant. 24 would be bad right now, although it would be good on the next turn. And then 25 and 26 would be godlike. I think I'll put one more bid in on this. 27 came. At least it's going to get bidding now. Like, people are going to bid this up, I think. At least a little bit. $34, $35, $36. All right, 27 is going for a good price. That makes me happy to see. Makes me feel a little better about my 18. 18 and oh my god. Well, this has to be bid on now, for sure. See, I didn't expect Teokop to put plants up for bid. That's a huge mistake in their position. Like, they should not be giving other players potential for these big plants. That's the mistake for Teokop. Now, Teokop's in an interesting position long-term, but the problem for them is going to be money. Because I don't think they can afford to build again this turn after having paid big for 34. 32 is a monster drop. Yeah, okay. No need to buy extra oil right now at this stage. Have to see. Oh, God, and 17 came, though. That is bad for me. 32 came. Let's see. 35, 36, 42, 46. So 46 will go under the deck. See, I was trying to go for, like, the all-efficiency strategy with Germany. Being willing to bid on 18 as much as I was. Because there were a lot of bad plants that could still have come in the deck. Even after 18. That would have just made that plant like a big monster for me at that cheap of a price. But that did not happen. The market stayed open, and now it's going to shut down, it looks like. That's what it looks like is happening here. So what I'm doing with these plants is effectively I'm powering for... Oh my god, wait. I actually could have built more and fired the 3 and I didn't. That might be a mistake. We'll have to see. 11. Yep, here comes the market stall. I think at this point... Do I just build a 7 now? I can't. I have nowhere good to build because I have to make huge jumps. I'm only getting 6 cities here, so I can't... I'm not in the position to break a stall, unfortunately. The market's going to be stalled for another turn here. This is not good news for me. I will buy 2 extra oil, though, because I am going to be running the 3 for 2 more turns here, I'd expect. And I definitely want to drive up the prices for 32 there. Well, the problem is coal is getting pretty, coal's staying pretty darn cheap for 21 there. I mean, realistically, I should have built last turn. That was a bit of a mistake on my part, I think. Now, teokop has problems. Ninjacatt builds, okay. Yeah, I expected teokop to go Osnabrück there. I was definitely expecting that play. $42. 19. Oh my god, the market's going to stall yet again. Oh, this sucks. This really sucks for me. And I only get 5 cities, so something like 11 would not be worth it for me right now. There's 30. Now, that's a big deal. With how cheap trash is getting, 30 is going to be huge in this game. I'm going to be running 3 again another turn, it looks like, so just keep driving up that oil. Punish the 32. Because 32 has so much... The ninjacatt with 32, they got 32 at cost, and it's just got... They've got so much open land right now, is the problem. I think the game for me at this point is just stall, stay at the bottom of the turn order, and then come out with a monster build whenever step 2 begins. ninjacatt might start step 2, though. They're definitely building one more city to get the most value out of 32, because 32 power 6. So they need 6 cities for that. And I think it's in their interest not to stay at the top of the turn order too long. Yeah, but they're going to do it. They're going to stop at 6. You have to build to set... One player has to reach 7 cities in order for step 2 to begin. Step 2 allows people to build in the second spots in each city, which are more expensive than the first spots. 15, I could actually use that. I could actually use that plant. So 40 went under the deck. But man, this is such a hard stall right now. teokop is the player I'm most worried about for sure. I think Amit's buying 15 tells me that they might try to break the stall this turn. I was considering buying 19, but the problem is I won't have enough cities. Now 11... Oh god, and now 12 comes. Yep. I'm just going to stick to the turn order game, not buy any plants here. Right? Or actually, no. Let me think about this. teokop's not going to build again. I don't want to give up the turn order lead to them. Now we're to the point where running oil doesn't even make me money since it's getting this expensive. If it costs me $10 to run the 3 plant, then it's not really making me money anymore. There's teokop attacking the coal. As expected. Where's 20 and where's 25? That's what I'm wondering right now. So this game is an example of what happens when the plant market gets really bad after an early rush. But yeah, I'm just going to cling to bottom for dear life here. Looks like this is breaking the stall. You're not breaking the stall! What the hell? Oh, wait, no, that's right, because the plants are still going to be shit next turn, even if you break the stall, so maybe worth waiting one more turn. Because one of the rules of this game, for those who don't know, is that if nobody buys a plant in a given turn, then the lowest numbered plant gets removed from the market. 23. Oh my lord, this is bad. Hey, speak of the devil. Okay. Problem is this. There's still no incentive for people to break the stall yet, because whoever breaks a stall will have to go first in the auction with 23 likely the best plant there. And they'd miss out on the likes of 25 and potentially 30, that kind of stuff. So this turn though, I will buy oil just because I think it's even for me in terms of making money. Like, I think I'm spending 10 on the oil, and powering that extra city makes me 10. So it's a net neutral play for me, and it drives up the cost of oil for ninjacatt, which is good. Which is a good news for the rest of us. The problem in the situation is, I had considered buying the 11 just to attack nuclear some, to prevent it from getting too cheap for 34 later in the game. Problem there is, I would go above teokop in the turn order if I built to 5, and I cannot afford to do that at this stage. And 22! Jesus Christ. Well, this is the worst plant market ever. Well, not exactly, but it's getting close to that point. We just need 16 now to really complete this. Because every other possible garbage plant has come. Hey, there's 20. Okay. Coal's not going to stay cheap too much longer then. This is going to be a fight on the next turn. Now at this stage... At this point. At this point in the game, do I really want to keep attacking oil at this point? I don't think so. Payments, powering 3 cities makes me 4, powering 4 makes me 54, so I was right, it gives you plus 10. I would lose $1 if I were to run oil this turn, so I'm not going to do it. I think we've done enough damage to ninjacatt here, so... They're also going to have the misfortune of building last in step 2 also, which it's very good for them that they got the south, because they could get blocked out of like the rest of the map at the rate we're going here whenever step 2 finally begins. Yeah, so... All right. Well, now this isn't going to blow up huge here. 30 going under the deck is really bad for this market, by the way. The nice thing in this situation is I could fight for 20. I will pay more than 50 for this plant here. Easily. Easily. And I'll just store the cheap coal on it. Teokop, I think, needs to bow out of the auction at this point. I'll keep bidding for this, though. It's nuts to imagine 20 going for this much, but because of how bad this market is, it's actually a reasonable play. Teokop should really bow out of the auction, though. Like the 20 does not fit well with, like, having a 5-5-4 is not a very good situation. So I'll keep staying in this for now. Alright, I made him pay 90 for it. And with it, the other plants he already has, I'm okay with that. Oh my god, they're actually buying a plant. Well, I don't want any of this crap, that's for sure. Do I buy something just to move the market here? Because now, I could buy 22 here. I could actually buy 22. And what it would do is, it would power me an extra city without using resources. So it would save me 10 bucks this turn, so I'd be minus 12, plus it would make me money later. I think this is the move for me. I can't imagine a situation where, you know, in a 4-player game on Germany, no less, that paying 90 bucks for the 20 wins you the game because of how inefficient it is. Coal has not been too competitive in this game, though. I mean, I expect that the 15 will keep... Oh, amitss is now going to break the stall. I see what they're doing. Okay. So I am going to keep my spot in the turn order, for sure. What I was doing with this play was, basically by moving the market, I'm adding incentive for other players to build to step 2, because that would get 14 out of the market, and it would give us, you know, it could put 25 on the market. What? Not building? I really thought amitss was going to build to 9 here and begin step 2. I really thought they'd do that just to move the market. So next turn will be interesting if 24 stays on, because I imagine, like, I could see ninjacatt buying 24. I could see that happening, especially with 30 under the deck. Trash is not going to get too expensive. $29, $33, $39. So 39 goes under. So we're almost to step 3 at this point. Let's look at what's left. 16 is the only possible plant left. Now the thing is, step 3 will be next after. There's going to be one more plant, and the step 3 card will come next. So there's only one plant that can block 25 from appearing. And 25 is going to be worth an amazing amount of money when it comes. The next plant after that will be 29, and the next plant after that, unless it's 31, unless 31 is this next plant here, yeah, then it's going to be only 4 plants coming after this. I'll make this up to 60. I mean, the 20 plant just went for 90. So I'm going to drive this one up as much as I can because I need capacity. I need capacity and lots of it. We never had step 2. The game just went straight to step 3. And Germany is the map that's most likely to create these situations because of how expensive the building is. I got a discount on 25, I gotta say. That makes me very, very happy. So my play at this point is pretty automatic, I think. Because we know 50 is going to be on the market. So 37 and 44 came on. That's not a great step 3 market, although 50 helps. We're looking at the plants here that are left in the step 3 market, and there's literally only one that powers less than 6 cities. So what I'm going to try to do here is do as much as I can to block teokop from building and ending the game. I mean, I'm very glad I made teokop pay for the 20, at the very least. And, like, basically, teokop is the player to target right now, I think. Because of that, getting the 35 at list price. But then again, they did spend a lot of money. Like, paying 90 for the 20 plant, that might be their Achilles heel that takes them out of the lead. In which case, ninjacatt would be the player to watch out for. So I'm going to try to build into amitss1 stuff as much as possible. Because that player is clearly the least of my worries right now. Alright, so I took advantage of my turn order to get really cheap builds at least, which is a big advantage on Germany. And I made sure to get Fulda because that way I can, that would make it tougher for others to get down here. teokop building into me makes me very happy. So 22... So yeah, I replaced the... So 22, I think, will overall make me a very slight profit compared to not buying it, I think. It's going to get replaced next turn. But even still, the 2 turns that I got out of 22 ended up, I think, a slight profit overall for me, and it was a plant I needed to buy to move the market. The fact that teokop could still build to 14 cities tells me that they still have the game won, I think. I thought they'd be a lot poorer than they were, frankly. Because of their, bad early build situation and paying so much for the 20. Also, I did make a mistake. If I was going to build Fulda, I should have built Fulda before Erfurt. That would have saved me $2 because of cheaper connections. I took the 15 connection here, and then this connection later for 8, when it should have done 8 then 13 this way. So that was a $2 mistake on my part. That said, I'm still screwed, though. Teokop still... Well, ninjacatt. Again, I still have to feel like ninjacatt's probably the favorite in this game right now. That's my suspicion here. Because 24 is really efficient right now. And it's a potential endgame plant for ninjacatt. They have to decide where to build, though. ninjacatt has building problems. What they should do, ideally, is go into the yellow, then brown, to block teokop there. I think that might be their best option. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. Oh, okay. They're skipping Magdeburg. That makes sense. That makes sense. Magdeburg, that route up north is not cheap now because it's been so heavily built. And I think they just need to... ninjacatt can build south, but they do need to claim some more of the map. They still have 4 cities left down south, ninjacatt, so that helps, because those cities are not going to get blocked. Alright, so 36 came... The other 2 7 plants are still in the game, too. I still have Osnabrück as what should be a cheap city for this point in the game. Dresden's a possibility for me. And Frankfurt. So those are options here. I will gladly bid for the 36 in this situation because... I mean, 36, because I just want to power as many cities as possible. I have a feeling the game ends on this turn. The 8 plant is going to get replaced for ninjacatt, that's for sure. And I also have to drive up the price for ninjacatt so they can't just end the game on this turn. That's what I'm thinking with 36 here. The fact that teokop is bowing out so quickly on 36 tells me that they're not confident in their ability to get to 17. Because coal should be safe for them. I could pass here and just take the 50. See, in my situation, I might be better off just going for the more efficient 6 capacity plant compared to the less efficient 7. And Amitz is the one bidding on this, which is good because we have ninjacatt out of the auction, which is the main person I worried about getting to 17 this turn. I don't think it's happening, though. I think ninjacatt has building problems, whereas teokop is actually in good shape with the builds. This should get some bidding because of how cheap trash is. Yeah. Let me check teokop's plants. Teokop doesn't have any oil, so they can store coal on the 20, safely build over the 21 plant if needed. All right. Toss another bid on this. $39. Oh baby. At least there's 2 people in there to bid this up. And 40 comes out. Okay. Hey, 46 comes. So looks like we have 2 players even on capacity, so the game might not end this turn. Which if it doesn't, that plays to my favor. I'm just glad the 38 didn't come this turn, personally. ninjacatt will need to buy another plant next turn, so I expect them to just buy the 2 trash on 24. That's what they should be doing anyway. They should just buy the 2 trash. Yeah? The reason I was targeting 30 is that, you know, there's a chance that 38 wouldn't come out, so trash would still be cheap this turn. For the next couple turns that I will run the 30. And also because of turn order. I think what I do here in this situation is... Well, no, I can't do that. Because my capacity still hasn't caught up yet. So next turn, I need to get a 7. I have to win the 46 plant. So ninjacatt... So a good thing to look at this point in the game is base capacity. Base capacity is just your 2 highest plants together. What power do they add up to? How many cities can they power? And ninjacatt's top 2 plants can power 12 cities. The rest of us are all at 11. And teokop's in an interesting situation now because if the game goes another turn, they're going to have to replace that 20 plant that they spent $90 on. So... that's not a winning strategy for them. Now it's going to come down to the 2 remaining 7 plants and who can win those. I'll get 2 more chances for the 38 to come, should I not win the 46. So that's what I'm thinking about here. So I have to buy 2 more coal, for sure. So that way I can afford to run the... And I'll buy the extra trash. Next turn I can get to 18 cities, no problem. I would imagine. Maybe because I still have Osnabrück. I have Osnabrück, Frankfurt, and Würzburg. I might get blocked out of Osnabrück, actually. Okay. Teokop having that 1 extra coal is an interesting situation here. Amitss with 36, paying as much for 36 and having to run that plant for 2 turns is a disadvantage compared to running a more efficient plant for 2 turns. That is if teokop doesn't just end the game on this turn. If they think that they have a big enough money lead over ninjacatt that they can build an extra city, build to 17, end the game, and still have more money than ninjacatt powering 16, teokop could end it. Ooh, and I actually get bottom in the turn order. Okay, so I'm guaranteed. Right, yeah, so I am guaranteed to get chances at both of the remaining 7 plants. That's really good news for me. Because now, yeah, teokop's in a tough spot because he has to replace that 20 after paying 90 for it, like I said before. This is why it said, especially on Germany, the game lasts longer than you think it will. That's why me going the all green plants route that I did and playing the turn order game worked out better than I thought it would. Like, I was very much playing the psteinx game. Plus, the nice thing is me building first. What that means is I can calculate exactly how much I can afford to spend and still build to 18. That's what I'm looking at here. ninjacatt can get to 18 with a 6 plant, though. That's their advantage, but they do build last. Actually, it's not such a big deal because they can just build in the south if all else fails. ninjacatt still has the south, which is big for them. All right. I may not be able to get to 18, actually. We'll see. Okay. Osnabrück here. Frankfurt. So 76. I can spend 76 on plant plus resources. And see, what I love about being bottom is it makes it a lot easier for me to calculate the resource costs because I know that I'm the first person to buy resources and the first person to build. So I can just do all those costs right now and I don't have to worry about what the other players will do to affect my costs for those things. So for 46, it would be 1, 2, 3. So 62 is my max. Yeah. I do feel like teokop's not winning this game now. Pretty sure about that. It looks like ninjacatt's game, though. And there's 38, okay. So we know the last plant left is 35, which is nothing. Okay. Let me do this. Osnabrück, 27, 26. $68 is my maximum. Yeah. Whoever ends up winning the 46 needs to buy all oil, by the way. Okay, teokop bought out of the auction already, so I definitely have the lead over them on money. If amitss is pausing this late in this auction, they're still pausing to think. That tells me, yeah, okay. Yep. So teokop is actually going to finish last, it looks like. Okay, I think I got a good deal on the 38. Oh no, teokop is getting to 18. That's good news for me. If amitss can't afford that, okay. Okay. Well, I'll get to 18, but it won't be by much. Yeah, ninjacatt's gonna win this shit. And the problem is, like, all my cheapest cities left are just building into ninjacatt. So I can't block their builds at all. Them building last, though. Like, man. Amitss only builds one more city, though. And that one city is going to be south for sure. So Amit's last city should be Augsburg, but again, that's just building into ninjacatt. Like, we can't hurt their builds at this point, more than we already have. ninjacatt still had to buy resources. They didn't have any extra stored, which I think was a mistake on their part. So, okay. All right. I find it hard to believe teokop will have more money than me, but we'll see. They goofed passing on the 38 as quickly as they did if they could afford this. 38 was worth a good bit more than 46. Ooh, Amit's built one extra. That is a play we'd kind of frown upon normally, so this is a good time to talk about... So the BSW online community for Power Grid, we kind of have our own sort of honor code with regard to multiplayer games, particularly the ending phase, in order to avoid kingmaking to the best of our ability. Kingmaking, for those who don't know, is the phenomenon of a player who can't win the game helping decide who wins with their actions. So Amitss was guaranteed last place in this situation, and they built an extra city beyond what they could afford. In order to try to hurt ninjacatt a little bit. And that's something we normally would not do. And I finished third out of all of them. Dang. Wow, I was a lot poorer than these people. I really did not... I thought I had the money lead over teokop at least. Huh. Well, that was an interesting game. I think I just ended up maybe not being quite efficient enough with the stall. Like, you kind of have to do something better than the 3 to go with those green plants. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, so that's a Germany 6er. I was trying to do the psteinx style of playing Germany, and it didn't quite work for me. I'm not used to playing this way, just focusing on the small efficient plants and staying at a low number of cities early. Not something I'm used to, so I may have to work on that some. Again, I think I just ended up having to buy probably too many plants overall, and also a lot of the big plants just went too cheap, was the problem here. Like, in order for the efficiency strat to win, the big power plants have to be bid on, and people have to be forced to pay for them. And that didn't happen in the early phase of this game because of the way the market worked. Plus, the market stall just played too much to the favor of those big plants, I think. Well, no, not really. We had enough time to catch up, but the big plant people still had money. Anyway, that's it. See you later.